Most of us think we're working at our max potential. We call it level 10. But what if I told you that your level 10 might actually be someone else's level 5? Today, I want to share with you a lesson I learned from Shaan Puri, entrepreneur, investor, and co-host of My First Million podcast about what maximum effort really means. Shaan is someone I followed for years. He's the co-host of My First Million podcast. Is one of my favorite podcasts of all time. He built and sold multiple companies, including the Milk Road, which if you know crypto, you know the Milk Road, which he grew and exited in just 10 months for millions of dollars. And when he talks business and performance, I listen. And one of the biggest takeaways I've gotten from him is this: it's all relative. What you think is your limit probably isn't. We all like to believe that we're generating at our level 10, working hard, pushing ourselves, maxing out. But the truth is, someone else out there has a level 10 that makes ours look like a level 5 or a level 6. I mean, let's take David Goggins, for example. He's a perfect example. What most of us would consider insane effort, running ultra marathons, training through pain, suffering beyond belief, it's just his baseline. That is his version of normal. And that's what Shaan is pointing to. Most of us are fooling ourselves. We confuse being busy, tired, and stressed with hitting our maximum potential. But if you zoom out, you'll see that what feels like your ceiling is just someone else's floor. I had a moment like this in my own life where I was testing to get into the police academy. And at the time, you had to do 2 tests. You had to take a physical test to, pass the test, running, pushing, push-ups, sit-ups, and all that kind of stuff. And then you had to take another test after you passed that test to actually get into the academy. So I'd gotten in and I was on my second test that was scheduled, but I had just come down with the shingles. I'd never had chicken pox or anything like that as a kid. And when you get them as an adult, it's brutal. So the doctor told me that I could have died. I had spots all over my body, I had a fever. I was in so much pain. I had my girlfriend at the time drive me to the field to talk to the commander to tell him I couldn't test, and I wanted to reschedule it because I was just really, really sick. And I tried to call him before so I didn't have to drive out there, but I couldn't get a hold of anybody. And so I went out there. I told her to go out and talk to him. She went out there and talked to him. She came back and she said, while I was curled up in the car, told me that if I didn't test, the commander said that if I didn't test, that I'd have to forfeit. I'd have to lose my spot in the police academy, that I would not be a police officer, and then I couldn't do that. And I was like, what? And she said, do you want to go home? And I said, no, I'm going to do it. She told me that wasn't a good idea. And I went out there and I did all the things. I did everything they wanted me to do. I did a 2-mile run, which was like 6 times around a track. I did pull-ups, I did sit-ups, I did all the things, and I passed. And then I promptly went home and passed out. I thought I was done. I was so sick that I couldn't do anything, and I decided that I would kick it up another gear. Let's be honest, I didn't really decide that. I was capable of more, and I was capable of more than I thought I was. And my limit was actually my mindset. The moment made me realize that when I say I'm done, when I say I'm at my level 10, I probably still have another gear that I'm not tapping into. And that gear is what separates the people who plateau from the people who break through. So this is the challenge. The next time you feel tired, frustrated, or ready to quit, ask yourself, is this really level 10? Or is this just my comfort zone disguised as effort? Because chances are you've still got more in the tank. And once you push through that, well, that's just where growth lives. If this resonated, do me a favor. Subscribe, share it with a friend, leave a comment, do all those things, and let me know what your level 10 moment is. I'd love to hear it. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you have a fantastic day. Talk to you later. Bye.